All right, so for your sunflowers, you're gonna get three colors: brown, orange, and yellow. The middle of the sunflowers is going to be a brownish color, and you're going to apply the paint with a Q-tip. So you're just gonna dip your Q-tip into the paint, and they don't have to be perfect dots. But you don't wanna smear it either. You're just sort of kind of dotting it around in one of the circles that you already drew with your pencil, because a real sunflower has kind of a texture, sort of almost a hairy texture in the middle where the sunflower seeds are. So you can go this fast too. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to spend a lot of time making these perfect dots, and it's okay if you see a little bit of the paper through it too. And when you're dotting, if you decide that maybe you want to make your circle a little bit bigger, or change the shape if it was a little lopsided, that's easy to do just while you're dotting. So that's about it. It's okay if you see the paper through again. And you're gonna keep doing that. If you wanted to even mix a little bit of the orange with it, you can do that too, and it just makes a bit of a lighter kind of brown. You don't need to do the yellow because it still needs to be a dark brownish color so it stands out against your petals. And if this side of the Q-tip gets kind of, if you need to change the side, you can do that. You're only gonna get one Q-tip though. It should be fine to do all of your circles with. So when you're done with the Q-tip, just leave it on your plate. You'll throw the whole thing away when you're done with your painting. And like I said before, it's okay if you see a little bit of the paper showing through, but I would not have any more than what you see on this one showing through. So it should be mostly painted. All right, so now it's time for the petals. You're gonna use a brush for the petals. And you can use both the orange and the yellow, and you can mix them too, but since we're not gonna get water or even a paper towel to wipe off our brush in between colors, if you wanna do any mixing, or even if you just use them straight, use the yellow first, because if you try to use orange and then dip it into the yellow, you're gonna see mostly orange. So I would suggest all of you start with the yellow. And then you're really just going to start with the paintbrush touching the middle of the sunflower. And to make a petal, you're just going to draw a straight line back. The shape of the brush just kind of naturally makes a petal anyway. So again, just start right at the sunflower middle and draw a line back. And you want your petals to touch. You don't want to leave any space between. So get right next to where you left off and draw another line. You can always come back if you want to make it more of a petal shape. If when you lifted your brush off or up, it kind of wasn't a rounded shape, you can go back and add to it. And also, if it's not working, make sure you have enough paint on your brush. You can turn your paper too if it was easier to start in the middle. Just turn your paper when you need to make it easier for you. All right, so on to the next one. I think I'm gonna mix some of the yellow and the orange together. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of orange and mix it into like half of my yellow maybe. And you're just gonna make a light orange, or a yellow orange, that's what it's called. And again, you can see it's a little bit of a different color all the way around. If you need to turn your paper, it's easier for me when I turn my paper. Make sure if it looks like this, you don't have enough paint on your brush, so dip it back in. And when you get to another sunflower and the petals are gonna touch, that's okay. Just go right over top of it. It's okay if they overlap. If you have too many circles and your sunflowers are becoming really crowded, you might want to, you might not want to make all of the petals. You might just want to make them a little bit shorter so they're not completely on top of each other. Because it's okay if they overlap, but you don't want them super crowded together. I'm gonna finish this one. I'm just gonna show you how you just dip it into the orange. And you see, I need more paint on my brush. Okay, so I don't have any spaces around. Now I'm not gonna wipe my brush. I'm just gonna dip it into the orange. And really, it's going to be, it's just gonna, the yellow, you're not even gonna see it because orange is darker. So that's why you wanna start with the lighter color first. Go all the way around. And for this one, I could try to dip it into the yellow again. It'll be sort of like a yellow and orange mixed color, but it's not gonna be as bright of a yellow as that first one was because there's orange on my brush now. All right, finish up your painting or your sunflowers and just throw your plate away, put your brush in the bucket on the art cart, and you're done.